KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit carsplusguam.com for details. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Primetime, the Chief Procurement Officer says that the millions in emergency procurement and purchases is valid. Plus, Senator Jim Moylan has been replaced as Republican Minority Leader in the legislature. And joining the vaccination today was the Lieutenant Governor of Guam, who received his first dose of the COVID vaccine.
Afternoon, good evening. I'm Peter Santos. This just in, late this afternoon, the Attorney General of Guam held a press conference announcing the conclusion of a joint investigation with the Guam Police Department regarding the November 2020 officer-involved shooting in Tamuning that resulted in the death of 42-year-old Xavier Tautau. After presenting for several hours evidence to a grand jury, a no true bill indictment was handed down. The unnamed officer whose case was presented to the grand jury fired 31 of the 45 shots between the four police officers. The grand jury decided his actions were justified and returned a no true bill. As we reported, the incident occurred at an apartment complex in Tamuning. Officers were responding to a theft complaint when they saw Tautau and a female inside a vehicle that was reported stolen. According to GPD, the driver struck a patrol car in the parking lot, resulting in officers opening fire. Tautau died due to injuries sustained from the gunshots, and the female was also hospitalized due to gunshot wounds. The four officers involved in the shooting returned back to work nearly a month after the incident. It's been over a decade since the Guam Police Department has administered random drug testing to officers. The alarming news was brought to light during the Legislative Committee on Public Safety's oversight hearing with the department. KUAM's Adriana Cotero reports.
Drug testing. When was the last time you guys did it as a police force?
Acting Committee Chair Senator Frank Blas Jr. called the oversight hearing with the Guam Police Department to address concerns of misconduct and public corruption with law enforcement personnel. Although when Senator Blas, who is a former police officer, also slipped in a question regarding random drug testing, it was learned that under the leadership of Police Chief Stephen Ignacio, no tests have been administered.
I have not done one, but I am in discussion already with DOA, and we have set aside money for mandatory drug testing for our uniform personnel.
Not only have there been no tests performed during this administration, but also for over a decade.
When was the last time there was any drug testing done in the police department? Please don't say 1994, because that's when the last time I got tested in the police department.
So the last time I was drug tested, and that was the last group that got drug tested, I was a sergeant. That was over a decade ago.
Yeah, I just did the math. It's about 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm doing one, sir. It'll be coming down soon.
While Ignacio says they have set aside money and are coordinating with the Department of Administration to perform the regular random testing, Senator Joanne Brown was not pleased to hear the lack of regulation.
What is the reason? I mean, we have a serious drug problem here on Guam. I think probably you know more of that than the rest of us in the line of work that you and your officers do. Why has there not been drug testing on a consistent basis for designated positions, and which obviously all your officers fall into?
You know, Senator, that falls squarely on my shoulders. I have not coordinated any drug testing, and I take responsibility for that. Yes, I did realize that it has been many, many years, that we have not done drug testing in the Guam Police Department. Major Manning got tested. I didn't get tested when Major Manning got tested. Honestly, I think I've only taken one drug test. That's when I joined the Guam Police Department.
Ignacio joined GPD in 1987. He confirmed with lawmakers it is still required for new employees entering the department to undergo a drug test. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
The governor says there was never a question in her mind that she would push out the millions of dollars in federal money she'll be getting to the people. In fact, now she's saying she's looking at how she can include more people in a local funding program. The AG has already sent her an opinion that it's not unconstitutional to exclude government employees under the RISE Act. But in an interview with KUAM today, she said she's also looking at the program in Salapi to dish out more funding.
once we have these monies, I am going to push it out to our people, our small businesses, our all the other areas that we are allowed to use. Lost revenues. I just want to make that very clear that whatever the Republicans are saying out there about this RISE Act, that I'm canceling it, that I don't want to do it, is not true at all. I'm looking for a way where I can make it equitable to all those who are needed, who are in need. Yeah.
The governor adds that she hasn't received the money yet, which she estimates will be between $600 to $660 million. She also is waiting on the specific guidance on how she can spend the money. There's been a change of leadership in the Republican Legislative Caucus. In a surprise development, Senator Chris Duenas is in and Senator Jim Moylan is out as the GOP minority leader. Nestor Lecanto has more.
It's a lot of money, $600.
Senator Moylan, a second-term lawmaker who was named minority leader in January, was the first to announce the news. In a brief statement to the media, he said, quote, "While I believe that the reasons which led to the decision were unwarranted, I respect the will of the majority within the caucus." He said he will continue to serve the people and that, quote, "We have many serious issues to focus on, and these latest developments will in no manner hinder our efforts." Moylan did not elaborate on the reasons for his replacement, but in a statement of his own, the new minority leader, Senator Chris Duenas, did. He hinted that Moylan's efforts and ambition might have come at the expense of his Republican colleagues. Duenas, who declined an interview, said the change in leadership is to allow for greater focus on collective legislative initiatives and to support those who have expressed interest in higher office. He said while they support those goals, quote, "We also need our leadership in the Guam legislature to be focused on the work and issues at hand." Duenas went on to say, quote, "As our aspirations, needs, and priorities evolve, we must remain focused on ensuring that we are doing what we were elected to do." He went on to thank Moylan for his efforts to, quote, "ensure that everyone has an equal footing at the table." For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
GSA Chief Procurement Officer Claudia Kfaji stands by her team's work behind 27 pages of documents listing millions of dollars in sole source and emergency procurement done last year during Guam's battle against COVID. Sabrina Salas Matanani reports.
Summed up in 27 pages, $12.2 million doled out in sole source procurements and another $16.4 million in purchase orders through emergency procurement.
You see a purchase for a rectangular table for $35,000 during an emergency.
We see some friends, some family members.
Gloves from a or face shields from a clothing store.
And then there were some things you didn't see.
It shows a procurement for something, but we don't know what it's for because, who it went to and for what reason, it's blank.
According to GSA Chief Procurement Officer Claudia Kfaji, the reason why details are lacking is because not all the information could fit in the report. She adds the procurements were all above board and followed the law in terms of ensuring that vendors were informed and able to participate.
So then what, I guess, is your response to these senators who are questioning, we need more justification. We need to see everything in writing that GSA, in fact, went out and got the whatever amount of quotes that it needed to get, that GSA wasn't awarding and giving and paying out these purchase orders to friends and family of the administration.
And that's why, again, with GSA, I always have the mindset of an auditor because every year, every fiscal year, the auditors are coming in. The OPA, the Office of the Public Accountability, and the independent auditors. So this office gets audited by two separate auditors to make sure that we're following the regulations and the statute that's required of us or this office to follow.
So you stand by all of those emergency procurements, all of those sole source procurements, and that you do have the justification to back everything up.
Yes, even if the senators want to come in and take a look at the records, they will see that we are following it.
I really do appreciate that, Claudia.
So like the justifications, again, when in doubt, we make sure that we follow our intuition if we have to issue out. So we're not just yes people when it comes to, and it doesn't matter I should say, it doesn't matter what political arena is in. I mean, the different governors that I've worked under, they already know this office, at least under my watch. It's not always yes, because I always remind them, we are bounded. This office is bounded by regulations and statutes that the auditors will dictate whether we did our jobs above board or not. And that's where I stand. That's my position. It's my report card at the end of every fiscal year.
And like Claudia, senators have a job to do as well.
You didn't hire us and say, oh, okay, no, I'm sorry.
You've got to question it. You've got to question it. For us to just let this go, we're not doing what our job is, and we're not being responsible with the people's money.
The people of Guam are owed an explanation for this expenditures and why they happened during this time of pandemic, and what was so urgent about a $35,000 conference table or a boat-shaped table for $10,000.
As the reported committee chair on procurement, Democrat Senator Sabina Perez says she plans to hold an oversight hearing. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matanani.
A bill to exclude convicted rapists from any sentence reductions led the first day of debate for the March legislative session today. The measure, sponsored by Senator Tony Ada, is in response to continued sexual assaults against children. He says lawmakers need to send another message to attackers that they will be punished.
In repealing the statute of limitations, the legislature placed these crimes on the same level of criminality as crimes of homicide. Because of the provisions of the Justice Safety Valve Act, however, a person convicted of first or second degree criminal sexual conduct could possibly escape with little or no prison time. This must change. The crime that this bill will exempt from the Justice Safety Valve Act are horrific, and those who commit these crimes should not be spared the justice that our laws intended.
Ada's bill was moved to the third reading file for later voting. Now both our governor and lieutenant governor have been vaccinated, as Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio got his first dose of the vaccine administered by Governor Lou Leon Guerrero.
With the age of eligibility to receive the COVID vaccine recently being lowered to 40 years and older, more and more people have made their way to the vaccination sites. Today, our Segundo Magalahi Josh Tenorio rolled up his sleeve to finally join the vaccination, and our Magahaga Lou Leon Guerrero did the honors.
I hope that my being here and going through the system, showing how easy it is going to be, will help other people make that decision to get vaccinated when it is their time. And I'm hopeful that the time is going to be open for all those eligible to get in, and I think our government and our partners are ready to expand vaccination and really step it up.
After having contracted the virus mid-last year, Lieutenant Governor Tenorio says this year brings a brighter outlook.
I can't imagine people like my mom or other people who are vulnerable getting the disease or getting as sick as I did. So being able to be vaccinated today and seeing all the hope and promise everybody has to try and get to a new normal and to try and stabilize our economy, focus on the recovery and pick up our lives and move on is exciting.
And reflecting on 1 year in the COVID pandemic.
The year, it was long and it went by so fast at the same time. Very grateful, but I also think about all the people that not only have been sick, but those that died, not only in Guam, but throughout the world. And what a tragedy this has been, and what a life-changing thing it is for our generation. I never imagined when I ran for office that I would be in this situation, or our world would be in this situation. But I have to say that when times are down and people are hurting, people of Guam always come together. And that is one of the best things about being on our island, and that's going to be the key to our success.
Former First Lady Roseanne Ada has passed away at the age of 77. Mrs. Ada was the wife of former Governor Joseph F. Ada. She was active in many civic organizations and was a board member of Gumamami and the former executive director of the Developmental Disabilities Council. Senator Frank Blas Jr. is her godson. His father, Frank Blas Sr., served as the lieutenant governor during Governor Ada's 2 terms.
She was always a very gentle-hearted, a lady that smile on her face, okay? And a strong woman that basically helped to keep up a strong man. in Governor Joe Ada. My condolences go out to her, to Nino and to Eric and the girls. And God gained an angel in her passing.
Condolences flowed in from other local leaders. Speaker Therese Terlahi praised Mrs. Ada for devoting so much time to helping the community. Congressman Mike St-Nicholas also extended his sympathies, saying his grandparents, the late Speaker Franklin and Julia Kittigwa, were close friends of the Adas. And Governor Lou Leon Guerrero issued a statement saying, quote, "She truly lived a life marked by compassion, warmth, and love, evidenced by her decades of service and commitment to underserved communities. Her legacy will not be forgotten, and we are grateful for all her contributions to the people of Guam." Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
Whether you use your truck for work or play, you can count on Ram trucks. Built to deliver today and built to deliver for many years to come. Here at Cars Plus, it is Ram Truck Month, where you can get the best deal on a new Ram 1500 starting at a new low price of $31,995. You can call us at 477-7807 or visit our website at carsplusguam.com to schedule your test drive today.
The Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce presents Fanatsu Famalawan, Women Rising, on Thursday, April 8th. This virtual conference will reach you wherever you are, featuring international experts and thought leaders sharing their stories. Experience on-demand sessions, masterclasses, and conversations to inspire and empower. Register today. Fanatsu Famalawan, Inspiring Innovation, April 8th at GuamWomen'sChamber.com. Special thanks to our change agents and our other community partners.
Social distancing may be the new norm, but connection will always be our tradition. Through good times and tough times, we remain connected with you. Masks may be the new fashion, but protection will always be our style. You can always count on us to protect the things that matter the most. Sanitizing may be the new routine, but caring will always be our practice. We care about your loved ones and the things you value the most. And as we welcome our new normal, one thing remains certain: we will always be here for you. We're open and ready to serve you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
Welcome back. At the beginning of the year, the Department of Youth Affairs was placed in a complex situation. They went from not only managing and harnessing development in troubled youths to also taking administrative responsibility over CPS after it was declared in a state of emergency. Tyler Matanani tells the details on how the agency has addressed the nearly 900 backlog cases that were left by previous administrations.
In January, Governor Lou Leon Guerrero signed Executive Order 2021-02, declaring a state of emergency in regard to the operations of Guam CPS agency, temporarily designating the Department of Youth Affairs as an administrative custodian for CPS for the duration of this emergency period. Since their takeover, DYA vetted about 120 cases per week, and now, less than 2 months later, have miraculously tackled the nearly 900 backlog cases left from previous administrations. DYA Director Melanie Brennan.
Currently, we have actually reviewed and closed 590. So those are the cases that required follow-up, links to services, and that has been done of the 590.
The remaining cases are still in investigation or case management status. The nearly 900 backlog cases created major congestion in investigation and crisis management. The department continues to work on the already existing cases while simultaneously taking new ones. But the backlog, as Brennan explains, has affected other areas outside of CPS.
When we walked in, there were about 380 kids. So obviously there is an increase of 18 children in some type of foster care. And so we're seeing our foster care homes also inundated, so the backlog infiltrated the whole system.
With an overwhelming amount of almost 400 children in some level of foster, the department continues to try and recruit more foster homes.
DYA came in, we had 42 foster homes. 2 have since moved off island. They were in the military and they have moved. And so we're now down to 40. And so we're constantly, searching for families that are interested in becoming foster parents that really have the time and the heart to do this kind of work.
Thankfully, due to Guam's close kinship, 200 children are in relative placement. And although they may have lost 2 foster families, they've gotten a few callers inquiring about being a foster parent, while 3 homes are pending licenses. It's a difficult task that the Department of Youth Affairs has taken, but they've been able to clean up the mess and have created a system that addresses cases in timely manners, as they should be. But CPS is also in dire need of social workers. Brennan explains how high turnover rates have also affected management of cases. Social Work Month is celebrated throughout March, and Brennan is encouraging anyone interested to come forward.
If they want to learn more about it, if they have an opportunity, if they're still in school, they should, inquire about internships with Child Protective Services. If they're about ready to get their degree, call me. Call Child Protective Services. We're happy to provide, anyone with more information.
Those interested in social work or becoming a foster parent can contact 475-2653. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
The Office of Homelessness and Poverty Prevention has secured an office. We went down to the island's capital to find out what's the status on Guam's homeless population and what the OHAP is working towards to help mitigate it. According to OHAP Director Sarah Thomas Nedadog, for decades, those in the human and social services field have found that Guam Street homeless population to be about 2,000. Since the pandemic, that number has gone up.
So that number now in the Homeless Coalition is looking to be more upwards of over 3,000 because of the economy and just the way things are right now that have caused people to be displaced. And there are laws that are protecting people right now and initiatives so that people don't get kicked out, and we're really hoping and praying that in this time frame we can find alternatives, but that obviously is going to be connected with the economy.
Currently, the Mighty Global Dorms is acting as an emergency shelter, but it's currently at max capacity. The OHAP is currently looking at securing multi-sites around the island for when the governor lifts the island's state of emergency.
Ideally, I would say if I had my, could do, what I think is really the best plan, it would be more like 4 something smaller shelters that maybe have 5 to 10 rooms per shelters.
It's still in the planning stages, but Nedadog hopes to have a plan to share with the public within the next 2 weeks. 33-year-old Jagor Ratchlap was arrested for allegedly stabbing a female with a knife. On Thursday, March 18th, around 11:30 p.m., officers responded to an aggravated assault complaint at RK Hemlani Apartments in Harmon. According to Guam Police Department spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapao, preliminary reports suggest an argument ensued between the victim and Ratchlap. During the argument, Ratchlap used a knife and stabbed the victim on her upper back area. He faces aggravated assault and family violence charges and is booked and confined at the Department of Corrections. The female victim was transported to the Guam Memorial Hospital for treatment and care. The case has been forwarded to the Office of the Attorney General for prosecution. In District Court, Evan Daniel Montville Cohen allegedly admitted to the U.S. Probation Office that he used meth. Back in March 2020, Montville Cohen was charged with aggravated identity theft and wire fraud. He was later arrested for allegedly using one of his employees' personal information to rent an apartment in Tamuning. He has been placed on pretrial release and conditions to include drug testing. According to court documents, on February 23rd, his drug test was positive for meth. Probation has requested the court summons the defendant to appear for a hearing to address the violation. Retired Superior Court Judge Anita Sokola was honored with 2 resolutions this week during the monthly Judicial Council meeting. Both a legislative resolution and a judicial council resolution was presented to the public servant, commending her 19 years of service on the bench. Speaker Teresa Lahi, along with all of the 36 Guam legislature women senators, sponsored the resolution.
To be here today. It's only fitting that we are celebrating Judge Socola during the month of March, which is also Mes Chamorro and Women's History Month. She's a great role model for all of our daughters, our sons as well, and we are sad to see her retire, but so grateful for all that she has done.
I'd like to thank you for the kind words that you've said. I thank the people of Guam for giving me the opportunity to serve them in the positions that I've held. I will always be your public servant. Si Diyos Masi.
This now leaves a bench vacancy in which the committee adopted the resolution for the appointment to fill the position. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero has since nominated former Magistrates Judge Alberto Tolentino to become the next judge of the Superior Court. Coming up, Dave Delgado has a look at local sports. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
Swim on in for Ruby Tuesday Seafood Sensations and enjoy your favorites from the sea in perfect time for Lent. Get hooked on lobster mac and cheese, the salmon loco moco, or the deep sea pasta. There's a bounty waiting for you on the RT Seafood Sensations menu at Ruby Tuesday Guam.
We get it. Living to the fullest is tough during COVID-19. You don't need to do it alone, and everyone needs a hand right now. We are here. Feeling overwhelmed? Call 647-8833 and let's talk. Mangagihem is a project of Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center.
Mobile offers a new and convenient way to fuel your vehicle. Pay gas and go. No need to line up inside the store. Press preset. Enter whole dollar amount without decimals. Press Loyalty ID and enter your mobile number or insert Smiles card. Insert and remove payment card or tap contactless credit card. Begin fueling. And don't forget to grab your receipt. Pay gas and go. It's that easy.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. Tonight on the show, I have some tennis news on the 49th Chamorro Open. I also have an interview with powerlifting champion Anthony Salas, also known as Big Tone. Check it out. The 49th Chamorro Open kicked off this evening at the Guam National Tennis Center in Harmon. From March 19th through the 21st, players will compete for singles and doubles titles at this year's inaugural event.
We have 63 participants, so everyone's excited to get back on court and compete again. We are starting from the lowest level at 2.0 all the way to our highest level at 5.0, both men's and women's. And in the men's, we have about 6 competitors in the 5.0, and we have 3 ladies in the 5.0 women's event. So it's going to be a really good weekend and a very busy weekend of tennis.
Players who are registered and scheduled to compete this weekend, remember to hydrate, pack some snacks, and bring sunblock. Matches on Saturday will run from 8 in the morning to 7 p.m.
We're going to have doubles next weekend as well as mixed doubles. So the doubles is going to be by skill event. It's going to be 3.0, 3.5, 4.0, all the way up to 5.0. And the mixed doubles is going to be a combined event. So it's going to be 7.0, 8.0, and 9.0. And again, all matches from this weekend, singles weekend, to the mixed doubles and the doubles weekend to the last weekend of the juniors event will be played here at the Guam National Tennis Center.
Participants are only allowed to join one division per event. For skilled doubles and skilled mixed doubles, you can enter one division each.
You can go on to gntf.org. There is a clickable link there to the 49 Chamorro Open, and it will take you to the registration system. For social media, we have both the Guam National Tennis Federation on Instagram as well as Facebook, and we also have the Guam National Tennis Center on Instagram and on Facebook.
Powerlifting champion Big Tone will be stepping back onto the platform on March 27th and 28th in Las Vegas. The 275-pound world record holder is excited to be representing the island once again. Tone is back in the 275-pound weight class, looking to bring home some hardware.
Every meet, no matter what meet it is, I always tell myself I'm going to win. I'm going to beat my old self. So my chances of medaling are, I say I'm going to win. You know, I'm not being cocky or whatever, but it's just, I feel that I put in the work. I feel like it's time, you know, and it's been a whole year layoff, so I feel like I'm ready to medal on this one as well. So yeah, I just recently cut 30 pounds from 308. I had to get down to at least 279. And I'm sitting around 279, 280. Weight cut's been good. I didn't lose too much strength, especially on my squat and my deadlift. My numbers are still there, or my numbers are still there. My bench is the one I'm feeling it. I feel, because I was benching 500 before the weight cut. Now I feel like I got a 480, 490. It's just a small drop in strength, but overall, we feel good.
Back in 2018, he set the world record for bench with a lift of 474 pounds for drug-tested athletes. The Jigo resident has medaled in every meet, winning 6 gold and 1 silver.
Man, I'm hoping for a 700 squat this meet. I just did 675 2 weeks ago. Moved pretty good. Bench at least 490, better than my old one, better than the world record. And then my deadlift at least 690 to 700. There's these two dudes, IG names, Polynesian Gorilla and Natty Gorilla. They're both big dogs, 275, man. They're strong dudes. I feel they're going to be my biggest competition. I know Natty Gorilla's doing sleeves, but just the fact that we're in the same weight class, and it's going to be fun to compete against other people that are strong, you know?
That's it for sports. We're back right after this.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Welcome back. Before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday wishes this Friday, March 19th, going out to Mako Torres. Happy birthday, Grandma, from the Torres family and the Jones clan. Happy birthday to you. K1 Ket, happy birthday number 9. We love you. Say Mommy, Daddy, Sister Arissa, Nino Jesse, and the entire family. Andrea Chloe Soriano also celebrating birthday number 9, and to our dear beautiful princess, Daddy, Mommy, and Kobe are sending you lots of love. Birthday number 15, the big 15, to Napu Anthony Napati. To my son, we love you. Say Mom and the family. Happy birthday, Dad, otherwise known to you and me as Paul St. Nicholas Ekfaji. We love you so very much and appreciate all you do for us. With lots of love, say Alana, Kaylee, Hayden, Gavin, Isaiah, Sonia, Emberly, and Mom. Happy birthday to Dean Conception Jr., who's celebrating his birthday all the way in New Mexico. This is coming from the Conception Familia in Texas and in Guam. Enjoy your special day, and many more to come. Happy birthday, Dean. Kaylee D. Marie Mendiola celebrating birthday number 18 on this Friday, and your family says we love you. Also, happy birthday to JoJo, Joe Tyrant, me and you. Happy blessed birthday, JoJo. Enjoy your special day from the 10-Pin family. And happy birthday to Gervany Francesca, who celebrates birthday number 3 today. We love you, baby girl. Your friends and family all say. We hope each and every one of you have an amazing Friday birthday.
Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and your birth date. And it's that time of the week where we announce the winner of a yummy Cold Stone Creamery birthday cake.
The winner of a yummy ice cream cake from Cold Stone Creamery this week is Jonica Pearl Jones, born on March the 16th. Jonica, we wish you a happy extended birthday, safe health, have a great island weekend, and have fun and enjoy your cake.
That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Thanks for watching. Good night and be safe.